no way I'm ever going to give up playing without trying to play in public. I've been practicing and playing in my head. This is my 57th year. Nobody heard me play, but I did. And it's the only thing that kept me motivated. So I decided to take the concert. And I'm going to play tonight. I grew up in the area of Tioga in North Philadelphia, and great neighborhood, very competitive. But the most important thing about the neighborhood was the character of the people. They were all hardworking, like my parents. My parents, Connie and Jimmy Amadei Sr., they taught me about character, about respect and integrity. My father used to say to me, Jimmy, nobody owes you anything. Whatever you want, you have to work for it. Don't ever be halfway. He just did by example. And I just picked up from my father. He was self-made, and he taught me never to give up. I learned how to fight when I was in first grade. I went to a Catholic school, and I didn't get into music until around seventh grade because I played 8 years of organized baseball, and I also played 7 years of organized football, and I boxed through high school. I went to Northeast Catholic High School. We had 5,400 boys. It's a very competitive school, and I think it's one of the things that made me realize that competition was very important. I would go to Lighthouse Boys Club. It was one of the famous boys clubs in the whole country. They had every sport you can think of, and I boxed over there. But the most important thing that I learned in competitive sports was it's not about winning, about competing and learning so you can improve whatever you're doing. I've had hand problems for 57 years, and I can tell you the only thing that's really helped me deal with the hand problems that I have is that you don't always win. So I think the sports really helped develop character with me. That's why I'm able to try to play after not being able to play for so many years. I'm a schooled pianist. I studied classical for 10 years at the Brahms Conservatory of Music. I practiced 6, 8, 10 hours a day. And I was about 18 years old, and Charlie Ventura, one of the great jazz players of the world, was putting a band together. And he came into the city of Philadelphia, and he heard a tape that we put together, and he'd like us to try to join his band. The first time we got together to play, it was a nightmare, because Charlie said, let's play this. I said, I don't know that. He said, let's play this. I said, I don't know that. He says, wait a minute. Who did I hear on the tape? I said, well, you heard me on the tape, but I was playing tunes that I knew. He says, well, what could you play? I said, well, I'm thinking about auditioning for the Philadelphia Orchestra. I'm preparing a Rachmaninoff second piano concerto. And he looked at me as though I was crazy. But what it really made me understand was that I had no idea about the other world of jazz commercial music. So that night, I went home and I was devastated. In competitive sports, especially boxing, you do get a punch right in the mouth, and you have to learn how to take it. But I cried on the way home like I took a severe beating. This was a blow to my whole being. So I called my teacher the next day and said, I'm going to stop playing classical music, and I changed my whole outlook of playing. Instead of playing 6, 8, 10 hours a day. I went to maybe 12, 15 hours of trying to record, rehearse, and play and make jam sessions. So I made a big change in my life. When you talk about playing jazz piano, it encompasses a number of styles that are available. Stride piano, classic, swing, pop. I'm from the bebop era. You don't have any phonies when it comes to playing bebop because every note you play means something and is accountable. The greatest of all jazz players, Dizzy Gillespie, Charlie Parker, Miles Davis, John Coltrane, come from the bebop era. I had a great experience touring with the great Woody Herman Band. The band would change every year, year and a half, and they would get the best young players. And then the next year, they'd have a whole congregation of other great players, and you're always with the best players in the world. I was about 18 years old. I must have been playing 60, 70 hours a week. I played more from my heart rather than my head. When I got hurt playing piano, pulled something in my hand, I figure I will just out-muscle it. Well, little did I know that when you're a piano player, the first time you get hurt and you play through it, it stays with you for life. I damaged my hands beyond repair. It just got worse and worse until I lost my livelihood as a young man, and I had to start all over again. I've had 8 operations on my hands. I got tendonitis, and I'm stuck with it. Their days are so bad. It's tough to get dressed. It's tough to eat. Last problem is I can't get any more injections because the cortisone doesn't work anymore. So I can't play the piano every day, but I play every day in my head. It took a long time to get here, and a lot of people want to know, how did I get this far? And I will tell you, if it were not for my wife, I never would have made it. This next tune is dedicated to my wife. It's called My Funny Valentine. Everybody knows I'm dealing with lung cancer now. I've dealt with thyroid cancer, had it removed. I dealt with prostate cancer, had it removed. They took a third of my lung, I'm dealing with the devil every day, 24/7. I think you have to find peace within yourself. I just want to play, and I want my wife, Lucille, Rexy, my Silky Terrier, who's been with me through brutal periods of cancer. Being competitive and growing up in the kind of neighborhood that I did, we won and we lost, but we never quit. I decided that there is no way I'm ever going to quit trying to play.
Here's my wife.
In a recording studio, I did 8 albums. You're playing your music and hearing all the players through your headset, and maybe conducting and giving cues. But this is the first time live in all these years, I'm seeing the musicians right next to me, and it's like I've never been away. I've written a lot of music for players. I've written for Benny Golson, Phil Woods, Randy Brecker, Lou Tabakin, Lee Konitz, Joe Lovano. And when I write music for players, it's to pay tribute to them. I wrote a book on jazz harmony, wrote a book on jazz improvisation. I've lectured at Villanova University for 20 years, Berklee College of Music for 10 years, and I practice in my head the books that I write. Both books are original, and if you write books that are original and you play the same way, you can only be, hopefully, an original player, and that's where I'm coming from. The people who haven't heard me play for 46 years are going to find out that I do practice what I preach. My job is to give you the best I have, and that's exactly what I'm going to give you. And I learned this from my father. ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our concert for the evening. Please let me hear it for Tony Marino on bass, Bill Goodwin on drums, and I'm back after 46 years, Jimmy Amadeus.